Welcome everybody. Today's video finds us about an hour and a half to 2 hours or so outside of Bangkok. We came up here, we're kind of northwest of Ayutthaya and kind of west of Ong Tong. This is an important region historically. This was an important city during the Ayutthaya era. They had a lot of temples. It was an important area. A couple of the Siamese kings that were Ayutthayan kings, they came from here. We're in Suphan Buri. It's kind of a smaller, like, provincial town now. There's only about 890,000 people or so in the province. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at an old temple that was really important back in the day. It has two old small halls that were built in the early Ayutthaya era. So we're going to take a look at them and we'll take a look around the temple. It's kind of a growing site as far as new construction and stuff like that. Let's see what we see today. So right over there is the main road that connects Bangkok to Suphan Buri. There's a brand new hall over there, and this is what got my attention, is this little Wehan and this little ubosot right here. And then it has a new building that's being constructed over here. They have the crematorium. They have kind of a cool little garden, and then here is the new ubosot. And I'm not sure if we'll be able to take a look in there. I talked to the man and they're doing a ceremony in there right now. So maybe if it finishes by the time we leave, then we'll take a look in there. If not, this is what we really want to see right here anyway. So this right here, this is the Wehan. And what a fantastic little building. So the roof tiles are not originally, they have like a pro panel up there. Those would have originally had ceramic tiles, the same as the little porch here on the front. But this is a perfect example of what you would see when you look at all the ruins in Ayutthaya. They would have had the little columns here. They would have had, all the walls that would have been built out of brick. And you can see they put the little plates and stuff up there. Now, I believe this building was reconstructed in 1906. There's a little data plate over here in Thai. So this temple was abandoned. Suphan Buri was all destroyed whenever the Burmese came in and they sacked the city. So this was all abandoned, but it's since been reoccupied, and they restored these buildings and stuff like that. So let's pop our head in this one right here really quick. Yeah, this is pretty cool, but the door is all a kilter here. So it's broken, but you can just go in. I don't know what the monks do to keep it secure and to keep people from packing off some of the artifacts and stuff. Wow, so this is really nice in here. So they have all the disciples here, and then they have the main Buddha. It looks like it's built in the Ayutthaya styling. It's not the egg-shaped face like you would see in the Sukhothai. And then it has some scenes of the Buddha's life all around in here that they've painted. And it has a date on it right there. What is that, 3/5? So that would have been 2535 probably is when that was built. I think I'm reading that right. And this year is 2568. So you can see what happens to these old halls like this. So the groundwater comes up out of the ground and it causes this paint to slough off, and also the plaster will come off and it'll expose like the brick inside. So they have to redo these buildings about every 20 years or so, depending on how much water comes up. So this one here is needing some TLC, but what a really cool little building. And then you see all their little shrines and stuff like that here. So this is all built on a humongous pedestal. And then check this out back here. Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so let's go over and we'll stick our head in that little ordination hall that's right back, or right next to this one. Yeah, so you can see, this is how the doors, the old style, they just had a hole up there and then it swung and the bottom part of it is broken. So they must have to just kind of jimmy that over to get it in place. Keep the animals out, plus sometimes people will come in here and steal the little Buddha images to sell for bad things. All right, so let's go look at the other hall now. You can see these are the Bua stones. And just to give you an idea, this must have really had a sediment built up here. And it's still kind of in a hole. All the new building is over there and it's kind of up higher. So I wonder if this river that's right behind here floods very often. Okay, so this is the ubosot here. This is where the new novice monks are ordained. The ordination hall, or what the Thais call the ubosot. So you can see the painting on the door and the styling over there. Yeah, this is really cool. So we have to go in the back door. The back door is open and we'll go in there and turn the lights on and stuff. And you can see this one here has 5 windows across. Well, this ordination hall just has 3. And they put a screen up to keep the birds out. You can see the window shutters are painted with like a little floral pattern. Yeah, it's kind of a cool little chedi right back behind that wee hand. You can see the mythical bird up there and the little naga. Oh, that's pretty cool. The horses, and looks like the honey. That's what they're doing. They're donating honey. And it has 2 faux doors on the back. And you can see how that paint is sloughed off there. Yeah, that building is really in need of some restoration. This one here is a little better shape, but it's going to need it here pretty soon also. Yeah, these usually are quite a bit higher. These are so low. So they really have built up this temple here. Okay, so I found the light switch here. Oh, this is really, really nice. Yeah, that's an interesting Buddha right there. It has a really round face. And you can see the reclining Buddha in the death pose back behind. There's no murals in here. It's just the white walls. You can see the plaster and paint is sloughing off. And they have the little platform built here for the monks. This is where they do their chanting, the morning and the evening. And then we have a replica of the Buddha footprint here. It's really cool. It has the little columns with the lotus flowers up there. And then you see the Buddha has the umbrella. Really, really nice. And so here's where the Thais have stuck the gold leaf and everything on the monk statue here. Yeah, these are the ones that'll, some of these will be really, really old. They have a crystal there. Yeah, this one here is probably super old, same as the one right next to it. You can see the top knots are broken off. Yeah, really, really cool. And then we have a picture of a monk over here and a monk fan and everything. Yeah, so this must be, there's a ruin here that goes back to the Ayutthaya era that I've never been to. I'm going to try to find it later today. I think it'll be quite interesting. Yeah, this is nice enough. So you can see it has those little half-man type things holding up the pedestal. And then it's just the normal glass and gold leaf and everything in there. Yeah, really cool. Glad I popped in here. And then there's a little painting up there. Yeah, it's a simple hall, but quite nice. Okay, let's go look and let's see if we can get inside that other hall. If not, we'll look at the little garden, and that'll be all we look at today. Yeah, you see these are all the monk quarters. They're up on stilts. The reason why is the river is right back behind here. I have an old satellite dish here. Haven't seen one of those in a while. Looks like the bell tower is right here, but the bell is not there anymore. You can see the hook up there, but it's gone. And then over here, this is the little river that goes right next to here. Yeah, it's actually pretty nice. The monks can sit out here in the evening and everything. But yeah, this is the little river. You can see a boat over there. It's quite high. So this would have been important. They would have been able to move goods and everything back in the old days on the river. That was the main way of transportation in the old days. So anywhere that was on a river or canal was important. You can see over here, so they're building a humongous hall. That's going to be right here. It's probably going to be something for funerals because that's the crematorium over there. This will be a nice addition for the temple. You can see they got the concrete piers poured already and the rebar sticking up. And this is what this will look like when they're all done. So they have a little QR code there you can scan if you want to see the plans and everything. And then right over here is the garden, and then the new hall. Yeah, they're still doing a little chanting inside there. This is an important temple for the region for people that come over here to meditate and learn more about the Buddha teachings. It's kind of a famous place in this region for that. You can see the gate that comes in. And then this serves the function, the exact same function as what that second hall does. So you see the Bua stones, and this is what I was saying, how they're usually much higher. You can see how much these are up out of the ground, while those others are way down low. So it just must have been sediment built up here over the years. Yeah, so you can see the difference in the styling over the doors, the 3-level roof up there, same mythical birds, still using of the naga and all of that. And then the top of the columns will still have those lotus flowers, but so much different. The new Bangkok styling is way, way different. I like the Ayutthaya styling much better. And you can see the Bua stones. I don't know if you can hear, but they're doing the chanting inside. We won't go in there and disturb them, we'll just look at the outside. We saw the old buildings, and that's what I wanted to see anyway. And they have a Buddha here. Yeah, so you can compare the old and the new, and the super high roofs here. And then you can see the doors. They did a 3D carving, has like a naga on it with the angels. Yeah, quite cool. So let's walk through the garden really quick. It's kind of a nice little area, and then it'll be the last we look at here at this temple. Yeah, so this is the little garden here. And they have little things to scan so you can read about the Buddhist lives and the teachings and everything. And then just right over here by the crematorium. Yeah, I like it. It's got shade. Has like a little moondrop thing here. Well, that's kind of cool. You can see how it's constructed. They use those little pieces of glass right there. Yeah, nice enough. It has an image inside there. That sun's right behind it, so kind of in a bad spot. And then over here, these are it has like little data plates and stuff. And you can scan the QR code and read like the message that's here. And you see it has this right here. So you can go down each one, scan the QR code, and read about it. And then sit out here and meditate. That's what the people that come over here and stay at this temple do. It's like a Buddhist retreat, and then the monks here will give them the sermons and everything. And then this is like a wheel of law. This is what they used in Buddhism before they used the Buddha images. And then just a little bit more stuff out here. Yeah, I really like this little garden. It's quite nice. Places to sit underneath the trees out of the heat. And then a humongous Bodhi tree. Now what's important about the Bodhi tree is that is where the Buddha found enlightenment, was underneath the Bodhi tree. So a lot of these trees were brought in from places like Sri Lanka. It has a nice little garden over there. And then they planted them here. And they have a special place at the temples. Oh, this is kind of interesting. So over here, these are the old gables from up on here. So they must have just recently renovated this. So they'll do stuff with these. A lot of times they'll just either display them as a museum. Some of it that's made out of wood, they'll make it into cabinets and all of that, and then keep it incorporated into the temple. Now there's one more building over here. We're not going to look at it. I'll look at the front of it. Yeah, it's a humongous building over here. And it looks like it's brand new, that it's not even open yet. It'll probably be like a sermon hall or something like that. But wow, it's quite nice. I like that styling on the front. And a couple old chedis. That's the whole temple. We'll take one more look here at these old buildings. Here are the two old buildings. Oh, I really like it. It's a pleasant little surprise to see these here. And then this is the new one. You can see the distinct differences of it. Yeah, really an enjoyable temple. So if you're over here in Suphan Buri, definitely stop and take a look at these if you can. Well, that'll finish up our video over here at Wat Klang. This is a really nice temple. It's just off the main road. So if you're going up to Suphan Buri from Bangkok, you can just take a left right in here into the temple. The grounds are really nice. It looks like they're doing a lot of development, so they're making new buildings and stuff like that, because it is kind of an important temple for them. A lot of the people will come over here to meditate and get the sermons and all of that stuff. So hopefully you've enjoyed the little video of these old buildings. They don't really know exactly when they were built. All this stuff was destroyed when the Burmese came through in 1765 to 1767. They destroyed everything. They just they burned down the towns. They took people into slavery, and they, with the intent of destroying the Ayutthaya kingdom. And they eventually sacked the city, and they just, you know, it was war. And but unfortunately, all the historical records and stuff like that was lost in the time. The buildings were burned and all of that stuff. So early Ayutthaya probably, and they've been restored, you know, fairly recently in the 20th century. So if you enjoyed the video, smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and then you get to see more stuff like this. And if you know more about it, I would like to read about it. If you do, tell me down below, and that way other viewers can read it and learn a little bit more too. And until next time, from over here in Suphan Buri at Wat Klang, remember, life is a journey. So until next time, enjoy.